Good morning, or good evening, everyone. Excuse me. This is Keith Johnson with your business beat for Wednesday, June 23rd, 2021. Hopefully, you had a good Father's Day a few days ago, and that would be great if you did. Salute to all the fathers out there, and we're getting deeper into summertime. So, some news of the day. Well, let's see. First, stock market, not much movement today. Dow was up slightly, Nasdaq's up slightly. Not much activity there. Um, some other headlines that are here today. First, if you are flying, now leaving here in Jacksonville to go see my birth mom up in the northwest corner of Washington State. It's a couple hours north of Seattle. I'll be visiting her the week of July 5th. I might still do some stuff thanks to the power of technology. But we are seeing a lot of airlines that are canceling flights, having scheduling problems, and all of that. Now, in the past, they had problems, of course, when they cut the number of flights and were trying to downsize the number of flights. However, now with the restrictions being lifted, a lot of places, and people eager to get out onto the road or in the skies in this matter, people are starting to flood the airlines with requests to fly. The only problem is the airlines scaled down a huge amount back, in 2020 in order to, save some kind of profitability because of empty airlines. It was great last year. It was funny. I booked one flight to California, one flight to Michigan, and one flight to Washington State. And I think for all three of them round trip, I paid less than $1,000. Of course, the Michigan trip was postponed a few times. That's another story. But anyway, so what happened was, they had, dropped their fares, and as a result, they were unable to maintain the number of planes in the sky. Well, what happened was, so they cut the number of flights, and now what happened is you can't just ramp up on a dime. Yeah, you can get the planes back going, but the problem is now you got to rehire and update all of the flight attendants, all the mechanics, all the other crew, the gate agents, all of that. And so ramping up the workforce for the airlines has been a major problem. And even behind the scenes in their tech departments, because we're seeing, we saw Southwest a couple weeks ago scuttle several hundred flights because of it. We are seeing American Airlines cutting several flights that are full of people, but the problem is they're not doing it because of empty flights. They're doing it because of full flights, and there's just not the infrastructure yet. So I'm flying Southwest, by the way. So my recommendation, I'm going to be following it, is in the week or two up to your trip, keep checking with your airlines and make sure that they are still flying your flight, or if there have been any changes. You don't want to rush to the airport at the last minute and find out that your plane is not going. They're not going to just change your flight at the last minute if they can't. I mean, there's disruptions because of weather, and of course you're always going to get that, especially in the summertime when you have storms. But that's different. They're not going to cancel the flight, unless it's a weather thing at the drop of a hat. They are going to give you some notice, but you still have to be up to date on it. So keep that in mind. One thing that was interesting is we noticed that there was a drop in the birth rate of a pretty significant drop of 8.5%, 9 months after the declaration of a national emergency. Now, you probably remember in the days of the infamous 65 New York City blackout, the 77 New York City blackout, a few other emergencies that shut off the power. You found 9 months after the event that there was a spike in births. And, it was people just, hey, they got bored. They had to do something during the blackout. So they there was a baby boom. So, but we're finding out, this time around, people were not making more babies, and if the birth rate has dropped, people 9 months. So this would be December, January after the birth, after the national emergency, after things start shutting down. The birth rates are dropping, and they are dropping very significantly, and it's because, well, who wants to bring a baby into the world right now with the economy the way it's going, with all the shutdowns, and to be quite honest, some of the racial and economic strife in the country too. Our values have declined because music and people are just losing, and it's not just on a racial scale; it's just basic human courtesy and decency, and it seems to be dropping fast. In fact, going back to the airlines, that same common decency is the reason why many airlines are actually banning the sale of alcohol now. For the time being, because a lot of people are acting up on the airlines, some because of the masks, but others because of some other issue. And because of that, they're going to cut the alcohol, which is also a big revenue stream for them. So, given the fact that there have been 600,000 people that died of the virus, and that number's questionable, but more people did die. But also the birth rate's been dropping for the last 10 to 15 years anyway. So I think this is going to have a longer term impact on demographics. So whatever we see right now, it's not going to affect us now, but maybe down over the next few decades. Scientists and social professors and researchers will certainly be using the shutdowns as a kind of as a point to do research on. Now we are seeing, more and more states shut down the unemployment, and we're actually seeing not the uptick in job applications and things like that. I do think that's probably going to change over the next few weeks. It's eventually, people are eventually going to be forced to go to work. So I think, nobody knows for sure, but I would say over the next few weeks, it will probably, you'll start to see jobs increase substantially. Also, with gas prices, we are seeing more and more evidence over the last few weeks that there are more and more people using cars, more and more people traveling, more and more people driving on vacation. I plan, to go to Michigan later this summer to visit family and friends. That's where I grew up, and I am planning to drive. It's about a 16-hour drive from where I'm at now in Jacksonville. And I was in the car for 14 and a half hours a few weeks ago, pretty much straight. So I'm going to give it a shot. But with that, gas prices are going to probably stay steady. Now, as you know, a federal court did reject the Biden canceling of leases, of oil drilling leases on federal land. So that will probably open up some drilling, especially with prices now approaching $80 a barrel. But I do think the uptick in travel and the summer driving season will also play a big role. It'll kind of cancel things out. So other than that, Supreme Court came out with some good decisions regarding free speech and all. I really haven't taken a look, and usually I'm a Supreme Court junkie. I usually kind of get into it in June when they come out with their major rulings. I am going to probably do some updates tomorrow, do some research, get up to speed on some of the major rulings. But just reading the news the way I do, I haven't seen anything on the order of Wayfair a few years ago, which are causing sales taxes to go up or to be charged in many areas. So we're not, I haven't seen anything to that extent, but I think they've still got a couple days to go, and I'll do some more research and come out with that. Other than that, it's been a fairly busy week, and next few days are going to be busy in Supreme Court and in Congress as debate continues. So we will keep you up to date on that. So I will see you tomorrow. And if you have any questions, give me a call. But I hope you all have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.